Welcome, everybody, to another BJ's Connections podcast. I am so excited to introduce you to a very special person today who has a unique service, an amazing outlook, and something that will help you as a business owner remain super memorable to your clients or your potential clients. I want to introduce you to Dean. Dean, thank you so much for being with me today.
Yes, thanks for having me. I look forward to it and meeting your audience.
It's going to be fun. We always have fun.
You
So let me
betcha.
tell you just a little bit about Dean. Dean has an engineer's brain and the physicist brain, but he is also a dad of three. He's married. He's been an entrepreneur most of his life. He really understands the entrepreneur's world, to make sure you're getting something done at the same time you're dealing with kids, at the same time you're at home in your office. So I'm excited just to learn a little bit more about how did you become successful and what have you got for our audience today that's going to make them lean in and go, oh my gosh, I need that. So, Dean, tell us just a little bit more about you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, like you said, I've got an engineering physics degree, but never practiced. So I'm kind of the logical numbers type of person, but went into sales and marketing right out of university. It was an interesting story there. I ran a financial services brokerage for a few years, but I guess a decade. And my wife was able to stay home with her kids for that first part of the millennium. And then when my son came around, she had an opportunity. And so I took the plunge and worked from home, which was great. We've been able to have somebody at home with the kids throughout their entire lives, which is something that I guess we're proud of because it's so rare, I guess, nowadays. And then once he got back into school, I was, looking for something to do. And as it turned out, the company that had hired me out of university to do marketing, my daughter was hired by the same company 25 years later. So I got back in touch with them. They do gifting, and so I got into that field. And then lots of networking. COVID came around, and what was a very local business became, especially with, home office and things became international. So lots of changes for everybody, and that's where we got to today. And yeah, I've always liked, maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's not, being unique, both in who I am, the quirks and everything, as well as the products I represent. So I like to be somewhat of a unicorn, which has its bonuses and has its challenges as well.
Well, that's true. That's true, but that's what makes you unique. That's what makes it fun to get to know you. So, have
Exactly.
you got one of those special things that we've talked about that we're going to talk about just close that you could actually pull up and show us real quick?
Of course I do. We'll
And then we'll
start.
talk about it.
Yeah, we'll start with my basic one because it's we're going to build here. But
Okay.
I do these dimensional models. We create them, and as you can see,
Ah, how cool.
and you've probably seen something like that before, kids' books, you've had the big dragons and castles and so on. We've taken a different twist to it. It's a special type of product or service. It's called kirigami, and it's a Vietnamese art form like origami. But the unique thing is that we actually custom build them for businesses. I won't say we can do anything, but we can do a heck of a lot more than most people even thinks possible. And as you just expressed, and I would say probably some viewers as well, the first reaction that we always get, no matter what the model is a big smile, usually, oh, that's cool. I've never seen anything like it. And we've all got a little kid inside. So
Yeah,
that innate appeal is one of the great things about the product.
that is so cool. Okay, now I know that this product has a wide variety of uses. So I'm going to let you dive in and tell us a little bit about how does this make a business owner really memorable so that more business comes their way. People keep them top of mind just automatically, and
Yeah.
they get business from people they maybe never would have met because of this. So I'm going to hand it to you. Tell us about this.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first of all, we're the only company that does this custom kind of bespoke. So it's very nice, no competition, but nobody has a context either, which makes it interesting. And there's a number of different applications, like you said. There's the traditional, cards. How do you thank people? How do you show appreciation? Well, we can do all kinds of things like that, which are great. But on a B2B basis, and what appealed to my engineering brain was more the marketing and the strategic application of it. So I think everybody that's in business or corporate, pretty much anywhere, one of the keys and the hardest things these days is to stay top of mind, and in some cases to even reach the people you want to reach. We're all inundated with emails and messages, and it kind of becomes a whitewash. And so, how do you get that person's attention? And we found that if you do a nice structured custom model and you send it to somebody, just like that initial reaction, it doesn't matter if you're a janitor or if you're a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, when you open that and see it, the reaction is human. It's universal pretty much. So the first thing is that these get past the gatekeepers, so to speak. They will always be shown to the person that they're addressed to, because who would throw or choose to not show somebody that? And then they get the attention of the person. And they're not marketing, they're not flyers or anything like that. They're not designed to convey information, if you will. They're designed to leave an impact, break through the noise, and get that person's attention. What naturally happens from there is, oh, this is cool. Who sent it to me? Who are they? Why did they send it? What's this all about? Because human nature, curiosity. And that's the opening, if you will. That's the chance to get that person's attention undivided, and in theory or ideally have a chance to talk to them, possibly have them reach out, but even being able to call back and say, hey, just wanted to check and see if you got my card or whatever. Those are opportunities that are really hard, I wouldn't say impossible, but really hard to achieve in almost any other manner. And that's the initial benefit. In some respects, the bigger benefit is actually that when you get a card like that, when you see it, oftentimes if you're with other people, you'll show them and play with it and stuff like that. And every single person I talk to is like, well, that's not something I'd throw away. I'd keep that. I'd put it on my desk. I'd put it on my shelf or whatever, just because it's cool.
Yeah.
And from a business standpoint, top of mind awareness, how, especially in longer sales cycles or high value accounts, how do you stay present with those people weeks, months, even years for, over time, without sending them an email every day, without bothering them, and in a fun way as well. And so people will put these on their desks, they'll put them on the front counter. And if you think about the subtle nature of it, it engenders the question and it creates conversation organically about the business that sent them. I always use this example of an accounting firm. We've got one that's a big pile of money, so it can be a little more exciting than some of the stuff I started with. And if you, as an accounting firm, were to send this to a big manufacturing client or something, they liked it, it's neat, they put it on their desk and so on, and they're having one of their clients come in, they will undoubtedly look at the model and say, "Oh, that's cool." Again, same reaction by everybody. Where did you get it from? And that's kind of crazy if you think about it. How else or when else ever would an accounting firm come up in a business conversation about a product or supply chain or something? It just would never happen. And yet this is the kind of thing that does. And you can apply, any different circumstance for that. So the two main markets are the corporate existing clients retention, reactivating the current market. And then the other equally important or big market is prospecting. We've again, it's not something that, your dentist or your massage therapist gives out to all their clients. But if you're in a five, six, seven-figure dollar type of business and you're looking to make contacts and land these bigger accounts, then it's a great way to get some attention and be noticed. And then if you're meeting with them, be remembered afterwards. And if you're looking to meet with them, have an opening to get in and have that initial meeting. So that's the product. I'll show you another one. I'll just like tease these out. This
Yeah.
is a manufacturing, it's a steel structure company, but this is their model. So you can see the kind of buildings. Doesn't have to be, a neat product and then it just collapses like that, folds shut. So again, we can build all kinds of crazy things. This is another one, great example. I won't name the company, but I'm sure everybody's something like this before.
That is so
And
cool.
yeah, if you're a sales rep, account manager, and you're dropping by and you say, "Hey, just wanted to leave this with you," it's going to go on the front counter and people are going to ask about it, and then it's like the
That's
mechanism. It's such
adorable.
a cool thing. Yeah. So that's all we do. We don't do social media, we don't do other types of marketing. It's very niche, and I stay in my lane, and I love it because I like being different, being unique.
That is so cool. So tell us about, I mean, what could you create? Just give me some ideas on what could you create for someone.
I will say initially, honestly, anything you can think of. Yeah, the mountains, the landscape behind you there, we could do a card with a scenery or a scenic type of thing. We could do, I won't show everybody and scare them. We could do a bust. We could do you on a business card. I've got a podcaster. You got the little podcast thing in the corner there, microphone. So that pops up. Anything thematically that goes along. Here's another client. They do trauma counseling. So it's counselor, but as you can see by the logo, there's their
Yeah,
little model there, which is cute. And then you go the other side, very,
technical.
contained. Yeah. And then we can go fun too. I'll end with this one. This is the kind of the cool side, bigger one. So this,
Oh, nice.
yeah,
How cute. It says top of mind. Okay, and
yeah,
then what kind of message do you typically put inside them? Just is it a customized message from whatever we want, or?
yeah. They're actually Kirigami is a layered laser cut paper. So it's high quality. It's not typically printed. So you've got different textures and layers. Like this one, for example, you've got three. You've got the red on the outside, the white, and then the black inside. But in this case, you've got blue on the outside and silver, but on the inside, you've got the same silver. And if you look at that, that's
Oh,
cut through the front. So this is a
I see.
textured laser cut, and it's actually stacked like that, which gives it a very authentic feel and
Hmm.
again, part of the ambiance to it. We can print as well, for the more technical and specs, things like that. But we've done animals, we've done lots of architecture, monuments. I'm doing a number of sports teams right now, mascots, stadiums, things like that. And I could go on and on. I fall down that rabbit hole.
Oh, that is so cool. So, for all of my entrepreneurs out there, if you have something that you would love to be remembered for, you are marketing a specific type of service or a specific type of product, and you need to get past the gatekeeper. I think that's one really cool point about this is being able to mail this to the people that you would like to be able to reach. I can see that that would easily get past a gatekeeper. That's amazing. Or you have some high-end clients that you would like to thank in a very different way, not just the traditional card or basket or set of, Cutco knives or any even cheese and crackers plate, but something that they're going to remember you by. And I can see where this would sit on the front counter, sit on the CEO's desk, sit at home even and take it home, and their family's going to go, "What is that?" Well, think of all the people that come into a home
Yeah.
and go, "Well,
I've got
that's really cool. Where'd you get that?" So word
contractors, tradespeople.
Yeah, I can just see how this would be such a great marketing tool and a thank you tool. I mean, because someone who sees it might go, well, I would like to be remembered in this same way. And then
Yeah.
they have an opportunity to reach out and make their own really cool, memorable
And there's
card.
there's bragging rights. I mean, it's kind of egotistical, but people get them and they're like, "Hey, look what I have. Look what so and so gave me." So it has that two-pronged initial benefit, but also the business benefit. And one thing that I've found, you just mentioned, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of businesses, and I talk to people. I love being unique, but there's a lot of industries where it's hard to be unique.
Mm.
Even if you are to try and explain it and have somebody spend enough time with you to understand how you are unique is a challenge. And so when I've talked to people, you need to have that 5 minute conversation to say, this is how I'm unique. I'm not just like everybody else who's promising the world. And this is what opens that door. It's different enough that you get that opportunity.
Very cool. So what's the most interesting or intricate design that you've had the privilege of creating?
Um, Well, as an engineer, some of the highly technical ones, and we've done space shuttles, we've done airplanes, we've done medical equipment, really high tech. As a physicist, one of the ones that I always thought was cool was we did an actual molecule for a drug company, like their molecular atom and stuff like
Oh
that
my
popped up.
gosh.
So it's hard to get into those doctors' offices or get somebody's attention. So, here's our drug. It's not the name of it, but this is actually it. So that was a neat one. Another client that I have a fondness for, they're an event center and they're a goat farm. They've got a barn and other stuff. And they have Darwin as their kind of mascot goat. He's a real goat. And so they're like, well, it'd be cool to have him. And we could do a goat of some type. But I said, let's take it a step further. And can you go out and take pictures of Darwin in the yard? So we got, pictures from around, top down, face on, and we made Darwin, the literal goat, and he's the one that pops up. And again, how memorable would that be for somebody's had a wedding there or something like that?
That's adorable. That is so cool. Dean, this has been delightful. I absolutely love this. So, real quick for our listeners and for those that are watching, um, how can they reach you?
Yeah, probably through the website is the best. I've got phone number, and I'm sure you're going to put these kind of below or whatever.
Yep, I will.
But I do actually still take phone calls, my email, and the website's strategic3dcards.com. So it's pretty straightforward there. And yeah, I'd love to talk to anybody. We can do mock-ups in the right situations and show you what's possible. So I love meeting people and love to share the experience.
Wonderful. Okay, so for those that are just listening, driving in the car, and
Oh,
maybe they want to quickly jot down your phone number and text you, how can they reach you? What's your phone number?
absolutely. It's 306-229-6411. And the email, Dean at strategic 3D cards, number three, letter D. So strategic3dcards.com. And I'm happy to respond, take calls, texts, and get back to you. Just
So
leave your name.
fun. Oh, so great. So great. This has been awesome. And I loved just finding out more, seeing some of those 3D cards and getting you out in front of everyone. So please, those of you who are entrepreneurs or you know a business owner that is struggling to get past the gatekeepers or to really be memorable, connect them with Dean because he can really help make your marketing time, money, and energy effective. So, Dean, thank you again for being with us. This has been absolutely fun.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
All right, we will see the rest of you at our next at our next podcast. Bye bye now.